this isn't a real trade war because you've got Larry Kudlow in there now, you have Wilbur Ross, and they're all telegraphing, and they did yesterday in 3 separate interviews, this isn't trade war, this is negotiating.
Well, the fact is, when Gary Cohn was there, you didn't have to come out and say, don't listen to the guy. Now somebody's got to come out and say, don't listen to the president. And so what's happening now, some people are saying, when people think, okay, this time he's serious, the market goes down. When someone comes out and says, don't take him seriously, the market goes up.
Right, Kevin? This is the pulse of the market that you guys were absolutely on last evening during that conversation.
We were, and that's a debate that everybody makes now about what's policy, what's rhetoric,
because
what's
because it leads to more volatility. That's the problem.
Yeah, but what I said to Cuban last night, and we were having this debate for much longer than just that clip, was if you don't like the style of the president, you don't like the style. This guy is different than any other president, and that's clear by now. But I've become numb to this issue. At the end of the day, I say we just have to wait, and we'll get policy. It'll come out the way it sounds, but it'll be official. It's the way the sausage is being made that's getting everybody so upset. So maybe the better thing to do is, if you're a market participant like me, is the earnings are going to be spectacular. All of this rhetoric creates volatility.
Hey, Kevin,
if
it's Josh.
The market stays just where it is.
Let me ask you.
We're going to get a compression in PE, which is going to be good.
Kevin, it's Josh. Let me ask you a question. And you're a leader, and you're someone who's run companies, and you've had people answer to you, and you've taken advice from people that you've hired. If you have a chief economic advisor and you don't listen to him, why is he there other than to whitewash impulsive decisions that are made primarily from watching Fox and Friends and flying off the handle at someone's comment that's basically on TV and influencing you based on whatever the most lunatic thing they heard last? Like, what is even the point of having advice and advisors? I don't think that you've ever run a company that way, have you?
No, that's not my style, but you sound exactly like Cuban did last night. These are relevant points. There's no question about it.
Because he's run companies very successfully, too.
The point is, Trump is not going to change. Get over it. Live with it, embrace it, understand it for what it is, and make investment decisions based on 2 things: policy and earnings. That's my point. I'm numb to it now. I don't care what the next tweet is. It's irrelevant.
The point is that once you're through the annualizing the impacts of tax legislation, which is lowering the rate that corporations are paying, then you're left, okay, what's next? You've got an unstable White House that you don't know which way to go. That's going to impact not only consumer behavior, particularly when you get lines like the administration saying that, oh, we're negotiating with China. And China says, what are you talking about? We're not negotiating with them at all. We're unaware of any meetings. So you've got not only a dysfunctional White House, but a dishonest White House. So that eventually erodes confidence. And that's the issue.
I don't agree with that.
You've got to look forward.
I do not agree with that. Listen, you don't like his style.
There's no confidence in Obama. CEOs didn't spend.
Let me make a point on this. Number one, did he impact, discuss, and eventually execute on tax reform? Yes. Did he deregulate? Yes. Are you enjoying the benefits of enhanced cash flow in practically every sector of the economy? Yes. You don't like his style? I get it. But what's the point of trying to change it?
Kevin, you missed the point. You're living in la-la land. You're missing the point.
I'm not living in la-la land. I'm living in earnings and cash flow land. I love cash flow land.
Do you not think earnings and cash flow are impacted by foreign trade? Because the S&P 500 is 70% deriving profits from overseas. So this does impact cash flow. And actually, things that impact cash flow show up later. It impacts sentiment immediately. But we don't eat cash flow. We eat prices.
Let me give you the other side. You had 0 and negative interest rates around the world. You would think that would drive an economy into hyper gear, right? But you had 8 years of a do-nothing, anti-business president, right? So the White House can impact CEO sentiment. They were given free money. They were saying, go out and grow your business. You know what? They didn't, because they didn't know what was coming next out of Washington. We're on the other side of the coin with the same thing potentially. And when elections come up, and if the Republicans lose their control, then you're in a stalemate. And then you'll be left with the headlines from President Dennison, and that's it.
But, Steve, right now we are growing 200,000 jobs a month.
Losses for 10 years now.
Go ahead, Kevin O'Leary.
People have been talking about Republican losses for a long time and trying to predict outcomes of elections on a state and federal level. They've just been wrong over and over again. I'm not trying to protect Trump, okay?
They were wrong
I'm
with
just
Trump.
saying
They weren't wrong over and over and over again. Wrong with Trump. They're wrong with Brexit. That's it. When were they wrong? They weren't wrong with
Obama's second term. At the end of the day, you've got to focus on things you can control. You can make investment decisions based on what you control. You get to see the earnings, you get to see the policy, you get to see the impact of the policy on the bottom line, and you make investment decisions based on it. The rest is noise.
The problem,
the White House is noisy.
China retaliation is a hell of a lot more than noise. I just want to point out as well, while we're having this conversation, that the Dow is at the lows of the day. It's now down 435 points, Kevin, in what's been an incredibly volatile week, right? That the Chinese retaliation is not noise. That's real.
I think you saw Wilbur Ross on this network just 48 hours ago say, get ready for a little roller coaster action. We're going to push a few buttons to get things going, and then we're going to negotiate. That was the basic message. It's unfair to say that Kudlow has no impact yet. The guy's been there for a matter of 50 hours.
I don't think anybody said that.
He just took the job. But my point is, at the end of the day, they're starting a negotiation. Either you believe that or you don't. And this is how you negotiate. You start squeezing, and you see how it comes out of the toothpaste at the other end. I think most of the market still thinks this is a negotiation. At the end of the day, in 6 months, if there's a really raging trade war on, I think the biggest loser is China. That's what I think. And I think those Chinese guys know that, and they're going to come to the table at some point, and we're going to be talking.
Well,
that's the outcome you all want. We're going to get it.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.